much of its existence, the Robert Morris Colonials football team has been the envy of the Northeast Conference, claiming 6 championships. Over the last 6 seasons, however, that dominance has faded with disappointing seasons. But every season brings new promise. Third-year head coach John Banaszak is bringing in new life to build on that promise, not only in the form of incoming players, but more experience in former NFL coach Mike Miller, who will take over as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. He and the rest of the staff started off training camp by making sure each player has the right mentality.
We're going to find our best 11 players. I mean, we felt coming into the spring that was an evaluation period and had to try to get our mentality across and what our mindset was going to be. We always talk about detail of preparation and then the urgency of our execution. We want to be disciplined, we want to be respect, and we want to be about team. And then it's a process of finding who are our best 11, what do they do best, and then that's what we're going to be.
You know, training camp is important for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is how you come together as a team. And I think, you know, the X's and O's are always going to be there, but how this team kind of comes together and plays together. I think, you know, in this league, teams are pretty close to one another. I think the team that does that the best is going to come out on top.
I believe as a coaching staff, we wanted to make sure that the young men were all on the same page. We bring back a lot of youth. We also bring in a talented recruiting class. But we wanted to stress over the course of the spring, making sure that the young men that we currently have within our program, and then also these newcomers, make sure that they mesh well together as a team. We also wanted to make sure that the older veterans took more of a leadership role in fall camp throughout the course of the season, on and off of the field, in the film room, to also be mentors to these young men. We understand to get things turned around and get back to the direction that we need to take this program, that we all need to function as one, as coaches, as players, as administrators, everyone.
In the last couple years, you know, it was kind of more of an offense-defense thing. It seemed divided at times. You know, this year, you know, they're coming together as one. If an offense guy's making a good play in the past, you know, nothing would be said from a defense. But now they're encouraging, hey, good catch, you know, good block, you know, and ours, you know, good pick, good break, you know. So you're really starting to see, you know, a team forming, which is great. You know, that's what we want to see. You know, we're all one at the end of the day. You know, we practice as a defense, we practice as an offense, but at the same time, you know, we're all RMU. So, you know, this leadership group we have right now is really focused. You know, they're not only being vocal leaders, they're you know, they're doing it on the football field so the young guys, you know, can follow. So far, you've really seen a difference in this group than we had the last couple of years.
It's long been part of the college game, working so hard to mold young men for your program and for life after school before they graduate just 4 short years later. That's why bringing in talented recruiting classes every season is so vital. Just as important is transitioning those players from the high school game to college competition.
Well, you got to throw them in there, and it's tough on them to, you know, take it all in this fast. So the first week or so, we throw a lot of things at them, and, you know, hoping a lot of it sticks, but it won't. So they're going to make mistakes, and by week 2, we'll be in a review of what we put in the first week, and for some of the guys, it'll come pretty quickly then.
I know I have 3 new fullbacks that came in that we're very high on. They're doing a great job of hitting the bags, and then we also have another some young running backs as well that's doing a great job. It's just the playbook of this new pro-style offense that Coach Miller has it really can get tough sometimes, but we did some Skype calls with these guys over the summer that really has helped us make them an easy transition for the next year.
And the fact that I just came in in January, it's first year for my program on offense. So these guys are all kind of in the same boat that way. Everybody's learning. And then when we make our adjustments based on what we think our personnel is, everyone is still adjusting. So in that way, it kind of brings everybody a little closer because they know whether you're upperclassman or a freshman, everybody's learning.
These guys are counting on each other, and they come together, and they're going to work together, and they're going to suffer together. They're going to come through some things, through the ups and downs, and that just makes them stronger. But throughout the preseason, they do have to start to gel. They have to, I want to get to a point where if we have to make a call, it's just, hey, they can just call out their name and they know where they're supposed to go. So that's the goal. Right now, we're not there. So that's what we're working towards. But that's kind of the mentality that you have to have. You have to count on that guy next to you to do his job, and he's counting on you to do your job. So. And they're all counting on me to do my job.
Not only will the new faces need to adapt, but returning players will have to learn as well.
Yeah, every spot is up for grabs on the entire offense. Over the recent years, the whole entire unit hasn't performed consistently from top to bottom enough for anyone to lay claim to any position. So everybody's got to work hard. Everybody's got to compete. We got to stay focused. We got to go out there and execute with detail and urgency and make plays. And the guys that do that the most and do it the most consistency, those are the ones that are going to play. Between Matt Barr, Luke Brumbaugh, Andrew Romanchek, and Joe Carroll are helping out Chase Bodeman. And the communication's well. That's a good group. Everybody gets along, but then again, everybody works hard. And they support each other, but they have to compete against each other. It's a nice group. It's a good group to work with. They've made so many strides, so much improvement since spring ball to now. Chase is working hard too. He's jumping in the mix. He's starting to get his share of reps. So we're excited about all 5 of these guys right now. And again, it's a competition, and we'll see where it is at the end of the month.
I tell my guys, we're not perfect. Obviously with Bus kind of doing his accolades, I always give him not really a hard time, but kind of remind him like, hey, you had good yards and good stats on a horrible offense. To be honest, if you look at the numbers, we weren't very good. You're almost in the bottom. We have a lot of work to do in front of us, and even with someone like looking at Bus, kind of holding him accountable, the younger guys kind of see that and know that, hey, just because you had success last year on the field individually, it means nothing if the offense can't get it going. So.
All 7 Northeast Conference teams have their eye on the same prize, a league championship. But the Colonial staff is determined to reach their daily and weekly goals en route to that prize and not dwell on preseason predictions.
We prepare 1 week at a time, so we really have to focus where we're at. Obviously, we're looking forward to going back to Youngstown State. We're looking forward to, going down to Liberty, which is a great environment. Their student section is crazy. It's 10,000 strong. So you look forward to, little bits and pieces of that, but right now the main focus is Alderson Broaddus on September 1st.
We kind of had that chip on our shoulder. We had the underdog mentality. It's been a great motivating factor for us to understand, like, hey, they all came here to win championships. That's it. And obviously being pick 6 is, it is what it is, but we just have to go out there and do our job and prove them wrong. And when the first game comes, against Alderson Broaddus, that's when we really set the tone and kind of get things going for the rest of the season. So that's really been our whole motivating factor, is getting ready for the first game and using that as motivation to really kind of show everyone that we're for real and we're here to kind of change things and get things going back on the right track.
Our focus is every day we just try to get better, and that's all we're worried about. Those other details, that's kind of some fun stuff for fans or things outside of what we do. But in our room, we're really right now in that camp mentality of when's the next meeting, when's the next practice, what are we going to install, what are we working on, what do we have to adjust, and ultimately, like I said, we're just trying to get better each day. So that's all our focus is, and all that other stuff, we'll just let the chips fall whenever we get to the season.
You can tune in and see how the chips fall when the Robert Morris Colonials open the 2016 campaign by hosting Alderson Broaddus in a 7 p.m. game on Thursday, September 1st.